Hello Rovers and welcome back to another viewer account review. Today we'll be reviewing Rick's account, and for them it's mostly just an account review and some advice. It's all standard, maybe worth 3 characters put up in front. Affinity daily team. Well, we shall know when if it's an affinity daily team or just like randomly put. Who do you have? You have quite a lot of characters. And you know what? That's great. We will not be looking at Ling Yang, Jianxing, and Verena. Wait, no, we are looking at Verena. We will not be looking at these two. For Verena, you have 200% energy regen, which is okay, pretty good. Call of the Abyss, do you have variation? If you do, you might want to use variation because variation is very good. I do see that you have variation on Shopkeeper already, but if you do have the resources and you want to get Verena's rotation faster, I would actually recommend ditching the Call of the Abyss for variation. So for your Echoes, honestly, yeah, energy regen, you have that. Energy regen, okay. Honestly, you don't really need much for Verena, just energy regen all the way. And don't really need to raise her skills. S1, when you get S2, Verena will be absolutely great. Now for Yuno, okay, Yuno, what I'm seeing right here is Yuno doesn't have a lot of crit rate. Do you have some crit rate? You do. Verity's handle. Okay, so even with Xiang Liao's weapon, right, your Yuno crit rate 62% is like, I wouldn't say it's a lot. You have 10.5 energy attack, okay. Crit damage, high crit damage, and energy regen, okay. This one's not raised, okay. Double crit, okay. And double crit, okay. Under 2k as well. Yeah, but under 2k is, well, it happens. But I would say just a little bit under 2k is fine. It's not like massively under 2k at 1.8. 1.9 is still possible. But if we were to look at the stats, right, I think what you want to do is try to get a better range against the statue and of course a better violet feathered heron. Because right now your 005 heron is definitely dragging the whole team down. It would be great if you are able to replace this one with another crit rate. Because your crit rate over here is like maxed out and you have 3-5 is way harder to replace this one than to replace this one. So if you're able to get like another double crit and perhaps like an attack percentage, then I think you'd be great. But also one thing to note for Yuno is that if you're using Yuno as a sub DPS or you're not someone who's too keen on doing quick swaps, then 130% energy regen is something you want to aim for to have a better like rotation in between Augusta to like say Verena and then to Yuno. 130% energy regen enables you to come back to Yuno with her out ready. Okay, and you want to definitely get this inherent skill. Then after that, you definitely want to max the Liberation because Liberation is a lot of damage. Followed by the Forte Circuit so that you can do more enhanced damage. Augusta, Lustrous Razor. Okay. Actually, you could use Ages of Harvest. So Augusta with Ages of Harvest still has like around 8% more damage than Lustrous Razor based on crit win. So if we were to use Ages of Harvest, then you'll be very close to 100% crits. Can she use GN's signature? Yes, she can. In fact, if I remember correctly, GN's signature is the next best after her signature weapon. Desuwa indeed. Yeah, but currently you don't have GN's signature, so Ages of Harvest is a better weapon choice. Okay, you have 4-5, pretty good. 3-5, also pretty good. Your crit rate and crit damage echo for her. Ah, okay. Yeah, so with Ages of Harvest, then you can use this False Sovereign right here. Yeah, with Ages of Harvest, you can use the crit damage. But if you're using Lustrous Razor, then you want to use crit rate. So it really depends. Ages of Harvest would be decent for attack elementary, cost setup to raise attack and rely on Aegis attribute damage. Ooh, okay. I think, but they have 2 double Electro. I guess Aegis is still better. It's just that it's maybe not as Not as good as one Electro, one attack with Aegis. But these two echoes are not bad. I would say it's like 3-5 and 3-5. This one looks better. And another 3-5. Max roll crit rate. I see. It's just really, really good crit rates all across the board. So I guess if you really do want to change anything, might probably just be this Lumi skill construct. But honestly, your Augusta look pretty okay. Frolova 100% energy vision. No, I guess this is like perfect stats. String Master, okay. Wow, this looks pretty good. 3-5, 3-5. You have quite a lot of high rolls here. And 4-5 and 4-5. Your Frolova is pretty cracked. Even with a missing crit rate, it's pretty strong. And with the Echo bonus, you'll be at 97%. So all in all, very cracked. Very strong. But it's okay, I mean String Master isn't the worst thing in the world for Frolova. String Master is like the next best in slot in fact. Although it's still worlds apart from her signature weapon. And you're embarrassed since you don't really have many weapons. You know, honestly, if you don't have many weapons, but your Echo stats make up for it, right? That's all that you need. While having signature weapons certainly helps a lot, but you can't also discount your Echo stats. Frolova's signature is worth it at this point. She won't fall off as high as Camellia. There's room for improvement, keeping her viable for a longer time for Wuwa at least. Frolova, even despite the Havoc resistance, right? If you have Frolova and Cantarella, which you do, they are still able to do around like 3000 plus at S0R1, which is actually quite impressive considering they are like fighting against this rounds of Wuwa, which has a lot of Havoc resistances. Okay, Carthathia, that's not a lot of HP, so I'm guessing your Carthathia doesn't have a signature weapon. Luna Cutter, I'm guessing it'll be Emerald of Genesis. With Emerald of Genesis, you have, wow, 90% crit rate, okay. You have also quite a lot of energy regen with Emerald of Genesis. Well, since you have a lot of crit rate, yeah, you can sort of like work with this for now. Highest crit damage, highest energy. Honestly though, if you are able to reroll this, right, to like having like basic attack, liberation, and HP, this will shine a lot more. Cause right now with Emerald of Genesis, you have way too much energy regen. Which honestly for Carthathia even, I would say that 120 is honestly enough. And this one is perfect for 5. This one is also perfect for 5. You also have HP. This one high double crit. Okay, let's look at the other one. Also high double crit, 4-5, liberation. You're working on it and you know Echo. Yeah, I saw your you know Echoes. That Flirtalist on crit damage, HP, flat HP, and either basic or liberation would make her more viable. So if you're able to get like something that has crit damage, liberation, basic, HP, it will probably be way better than just having one single crit damage stat over here. Because right now you're overcapping on energy regen, which makes this somewhat like a not really needed stat. For Carthathia, you will definitely want to raise her liberation. That's where the bulk of the damage is. And honestly, for Carthathia, you also don't want to look down on her Forte circuit, because her Forte circuit also does big damage. So it's like liberation, Forte, and normal attack. Normal attack really does help you clear the wave pretty fast. Hello Kathy, how to have an account review like this? Join my Discord and DM me. Cantarella, why is she using Ocean's Gift? I'm going to say that she's probably using String Master as well. Everyone is just sharing String Master, which is quite interesting. Cantarellas on life support. At least they do have String Master, so they can just like steal it off. Poor Yin is just getting her weapon shed. String Master too good, yeah, String Master too good. And okay, so Hecate, crit damage, Focus. Okay. This is not bad. At this point, just build Cantarella on Empyrean and make her full support for Frolova. Yeah, I think they are just doing it like that. Empyrean for full support for Frolova. And because with String Master you are at 76%, this is definitely viable. still needs more crit rate. 70% is the bare minimum for Empyrean, so it's very difficult to upgrade Empyrean. And the fact, coupled with the fact that you have like one super low crit rate over here, it really hurts the crit rate. Another super low crit rate over here, it really hurts the crit rate. Another super low crit rate over here, holy shit. three, three, three lowest roll crit rates in a row really hurts. But I mean, you're able to hit that 70. I mean, okay, whatever. on the off chance that you're very unlucky with the crits, then well, GG buff. But having like so many good stats for Cantarella, yeah. This one also very hard to redo because 21% crit, energy regen, basic. So honestly, I wouldn't really touch Cantarella anymore. You have 148 energy regen as well, which is honestly insane because my Cantarella only is like around 130% energy regen. So wow, okay, just wow. Really a really invested Cantarella. At 21% crit damage tempting to keep, but replacing it with double crit rate echo will work better for Empyrean. True. But even then, Signature Phoebe and String Master for Prolova and Cantarella. Okay. Maybe I think I would say that you want Phoebe signature on Cantarella, then Prolova should use String Master because String Master will give Prolova more stats compared to Phoebe's signature. So I would say your Cantarella echoes are actually pretty cracked. Maybe when you do have the time, maybe try to get a crit rate over here. It's very tempting, but it would be much better if you can always keep that 20% up all the time. Okay, Phoebe. Phoebe has pretty nice stats. You use String Master on every Rectify character. Prolova Cantarella setup, you still want to run double DPS setup. Honestly, if it's double DPS setup, Midnight Veil is always the way to go because Midnight Veil is going to allow you to do some more extra damage over here. It also buffs Havoc damage by 10%, which you want for Prolova, since Prolova can buff her own attack and crit damage but it's missing that Havoc buff. Empyrean allows you to use like with say Jinxie, who needs coordinated attacks, and outside of whoever who needs resonance skill buff. So for example, if you ever intend to use Carlotta with Cantarella, yeah, sure. But honestly, because you have Prolova, I do not see a reason why you will ever want to separate Cantarella from Prolova. But if you're like Cena who likes doing weird things, go ahead. Go ahead. I won't stop you because you clearly know your stuff and you know what you're doing. So if you want to try out weird things later down on the road, keep the Empyrean on Cantarella, try out different weird teams, and go ahead. Okay, Phoebe echoes. Okay, yeah. Main slot Capitanus. Okay, another 3-5. I think the Residence Liberation also does count into her Residence Liberation, so it could work. You wanna ask, should you pull for Zenny or what? You can give Echo from Phoebe to Zenny. I would say though, Phoebe DPS is as good as she is already. But if you want Zenny because she's able to parry and all that, by all means go. Because I think right now your account should be able to clear tower and Wuwa as they are, right? Yeah, your tower is perfectly fine. Your Wuwa, I would also say that your Wuwa should be... Yeah, your Wuwa's 8-8. So at this point in time, depends on what you want to do rather than what you need, because you already have everyone you need. Your holograms are all 6-6, your tower is complete, your Wuwa is also complete. So that's all that you need. So yeah, if you like Zenny's, I would say that probably like try out Zenny in a trial run, and then if you really do like her gameplay, that's where you want to pull for Zenny. If you don't like Zenny's gameplay, then that's probably where you don't want to pull for Zenny. Because the thing about Zenny is that some people just really like to go Unga with Zenny and just like go swing, boom 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 boom. Because it's like so easy to get yourself lost inside Zenny's powerful attacks that you just maybe like end up trading with bosses too much and Zenny dies. Or you forget to quick swap out of Zenny, which by the way, Zenny in her last big hit during her liberation, you'll want to quick swap out of it so that you can go into maybe Shopkeeper to continue building her Concerto, or go into Phoebe to start her next cycle of confession. I would say at this point for you, if you want to pull Zenny, make sure that you like her gameplay. You don't really need Zenny at this point anymore. The status of your account right now is, if you like your waifu, roll for her. You're honestly all set for your endgame. Rocha is someone that I do not have. Okay, so for Rocha, I'm guessing you're also using Verity's handle. Everyone's sharing. You know what? Honestly, right? What I can suggest to you is probably try to get Rolova's signature, or like try to get your favorite character's signature. That's probably what's really important for your account right now. Why? Because you having to share your weapons everywhere across the board, right? If one day ever that you need to have two godless characters in Wuwa, for example, let's say you need to have Yuno in the first team and Xiang Liao in the second team, if ever, hypothetically, then you're going to face a really weird issue where Xiang Liao has a signature weapon, but Yuno's probably going to be using this Hollow Mirage, and like her damage is going to be kind of crappy because you're not using Verity's handle on Yuno. So I would say maybe try to have a little bit more signature weapons. I think that's probably the best thing you can do for your account right now. So Verity's handle 24.3, that means it's 24.71-ish percent, 72. Okay. 4-5, very nice. What happened here? Don't know. Probably this is something you can work on after you work on your Yuno. 3-5, very nice. 2-5, okay. Maybe Liberation works a bit. 2-5, okay. Liberation probably works a bit. I'm also not too sure about Rocha myself because I do not have Rocha on my account. So I can only like give you suggestions based on what I'm seeing right now, which is, well, the weapon issue. The echoes though look pretty good with Verity's handle. So yep. Okay, Carlotta. Wow, pretty good attack. Energy regen just nice enough. A lot of crit rate, a lot of crit damage. Last dance. Okay, very nice. 3-5. 3-5. This Carlotta is 1 glacier, 1 attack. It's so brick. Oh come on, it's not that brick. This is way better than all of the Carlottas that I've ever seen. It's not bricked. You look, the crit damage, beautiful. 21%. Most good Carlotta stats, right? It would be like 300% at crit damage, and maybe like 22100. If it's double, they might be like at 1900. So for one attack, 1 glacial, maybe a little bit off by 12 from 2300, but honestly this is quite okay. Quite okay. Your Lotta has 2.3k attack on. Come on, you're the outlier. You're the outlier. Your ability to build echoes is on another level. 2-5. Okay. Very high crit and high. Yeah, very high crit damage and high crit rate. 4-5 over here. Very nice. Attack Glacial is better. It's better assuming that they have the same stats. And it's only like a 0.4% better. So it's not that big. And honestly, these rolls are pretty good already. If you want to add in one more attack, right, you're going to have to reroll so much because these stats are like really high crits across the board. So it's going to be very hard to replace. So I'll say this Carlotta is pretty good compared to like many other Carlottas. 67 is a bit low, but okay. We have a 4-5, 3-5, 3-5, 3-5, and 4-5. Okay. It's just a pity that Camellia right now, it's very hard for her to use in Wuwa because of the HP inflation. So I don't think she'll see much use at the moment. Okay, Shopkeeper, most important thing. You have 250% energy regen, more than enough. Crit damage of 245, wow. Okay, and crit, perfect. Energy regen, HP, and liberation 3-5. This is a 2-5. You don't need crit rate on Shopkeeper. This is a 2-5. And this is a 2-5. I wouldn't really comment too much about Shopkeeper, but if you ever do want to min-max your echoes like to the point where Shopkeeper like does a bit more damage, you only need HP, energy regen, and crit damage on Shopkeeper. You might also want to get Liberation, because Shopkeeper's special intro heals based off Liberation right here. This attack guaranteed critical hit, dealing resonance liberation damage. But I would say that it's really not needed unless you have no one else left to raise. Now Xiangli Yao with 60% crit rate on Verity's handle is like kind of low. I see, there's one missing piece over here. I'm guessing Augusta stole it. Okay, Augusta stole it. So I guess you're not really using your Xiangli Yao anymore. I would say it's like 3-5 across the board based on what I see there just now, except for this one 2-5. Not too bad, honestly. Not too bad at all. 折枝 Jinzhou Keeper, probably you're gonna like be using Luminous Time or String Master. Okay. Moonlit. Yeah, so once again, this is why I like Moonlit. Because Moonlit is very low investment. You just slap some pieces onto them and you can call it a day. Call it a day. Unlike Empyrean, where you actually really need to invest at least 70% crit rate to ensure that your attack buff is consistent. Blazing Brilliance. 4-5, perfect. 3-5. And 4-5. 3-5. And 3-5. Okay, yeah, pretty nice. Don't quite exactly remember, but I think 120% is a much nicer stat for me when I play her. But if you can work with 110%, by all means, this is pretty nice stats. And Jinxi, the OG before everything. Ages of Harvest, 4-5, 5-5, perfect, and 4.5 out of 5. Left flat attack. Okay, 3-5 and 4-5. Wow, pretty cracked. Pretty correct. 100% energy regen though. Pretty cracked, but it's just that I guess your Jinxi will be missing a little bit of ult every now and then if you can't get her out back in time. Yinlin, I guess it's very safe to say that Yinlin is totally neglected now. I guess if you're not really using Yinlin, then I will not be commenting on Yinlin. Probably not. I don't think you'll be using a lot for TN either, right? Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of investment with TN. Still pretty decent, but TN is also not really meta now, so probably not. We can ignore TN, and we also can ignore Encore unless you're maybe like Arata who uses Encore, but honestly I doubt so. But let's look at Encore. 3-5, 4-5, 3-5. Okay, 3-5, then 3-5. Actually, this Encore is not bad at all. With String Master, it'll be the plus 35, so it's 68. Not bad. For Sanhua, use Overture. Okay, that's all that's all that I need to see. The Moonlit is probably going to come from 折枝, which we've seen 折枝's echoes, which is like this. Yeah, sure. Resonance skill. Don't need too much investment. That's perfectly fine as it is. Then for the rest, I don't think we need to review the rest. Mortefti is fine. Probably you won't be really using Mortefti now that you have Yuno on Augusta. And so Mortefti will be sidelined. Baizhi, no one uses her. We don't talk about Baizhi. Dungeon, unless you're like an avid dungeon fan. Yuanwu is for people who do not have 折枝, Cantarella, or any other coordinated attackers. Then you will use Yuanwu with Jinxi. Taoqi is also for people who do not have any other resident skill buffers. Then they will have to use her for Carlotta. Same with Lumi. Yang is also for Yang enjoyers or people who are running F2P accounts. And Yoo-Hoo, we don't talk about Yoo-Hoo unless it's on my account, because no one really builds Yoo-Hoo. Okay, that's everyone reviewed. So yeah, honestly, with regards to your question, right, whether to take Zanny on Zhu Yuan, I would say really depends on who you want to pull now. Because your account is pretty set. You can clear tower. You can clear Wuwa just fine. You can also clear holograms just fine. The takeaway for this is please get some weapons for your resonators. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Okay, and that's the review for Rikk. Happy gaming, Rovers, and I'll see you in the next one.